Alrighty, so apparently I've been muted for the last few minutes. I apologize for that. My name is Tracy M. I'll be taking you through this Super Metroid Double Anti Bingo tournament match between Derp and Crossproduct. I had a whole bunch of good things that I said before, and none of you heard it. So mistakes happen. Hopefully, my mistake will be the only one, and these runners will not have those mistakes coming up. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this card. So Derp has forced top left, bottom right on cross product, which means getting the ice beam, getting plasma beam, getting screw attack, getting 15 plus super missiles, and getting that wreck ship reserve tank. A couple things that means. First of all, that wreck ship reserve tank means he's not going to want to do an early wreck ship play because he's going to need speed booster to get the wreck ship reserve tank. He's also going to have to at least dip into lower Norfair to get the screw attack, and plasma beam is somewhat of a euphemism for defeat Dragon. So that's what Derp has to do. Cross product will have to skip high jump boots, pick up the X-ray scope, 40 plus power bombs, 7 plus energy tanks, and 70 plus missiles, and pick up the wreck ship reserve. So we're also not going to see an early wreck ship from cross product again because that wreck ship reserve tank needs speed booster. And the big one for cross product is he's going to have to skip those high jump boots. I know for a fact that's Cross's least favorite tile to be given. So yeah, he's going to have to skip those beloved high jump boots, which is going to slow him down quite a bit. The other nasty one there is he has to pick up 40 plus power bombs, which means either he's going to have to go to the sand pit in Meridia to pick up one of those power bombs, or we'll have to dip into lower Norfair to get one of the 2 power bombs in that area. He might also choose to get both in lower Norfair if that's the route he chooses. That way he can skip Crocomire. But we'll see what he decides to do. The 40 plus power bombs, when you get to that number, it doesn't give you a whole lot of choice. All right, so pretty much in sync as we go through the pitless room, or the hopefully pitless room. We'll have some nice side-by-side wall climbing. The climb being technically one of the most difficult rooms in this game. Both doing wall jumps. Derp getting up a little bit faster. We're still at the point of the game where we're not going to see a whole lot of divergence as they go up and get their bombs. And of course, the question being, what are they going to pair with all this? So an interesting choice for a cross product might actually be to pair his row with the column 3, which is kind of nasty because the 100 plus missiles, but that's only 30 more from the ones he already has to pick up. Screw attack, if he chooses to get those extra power bombs in lower Norfair, the screw attack is in a very easy place to get to, and finish in Metal Pirates Room. It would be nice he would not have to enter Meridia. I know that's one of the things I look at when I try and pair things is, can I get away without going to an entire area? So being able to completely skip Meridia is always something I look for. Being able to skip Rex ship is another thing I look for, although that's very uncommon to actually get a card where you can do that, and he won't be able to do that since he has to get the Rex ship reserve. I wouldn't do that one if I'm derp. If I'm derp, I'm looking for something with as little collection as I can find, because for him, he already has no collection except the 15 plus super missiles, which will be easy. Basically, that's free when you're forced to Rex ship anyway. So it'll be interesting to see what he decides to do. One of the nice thing about a diagonal when that's given to you is that no matter what row or column or even diagonal you choose, it will involve at least one square to double up. Yeah, I see a shout out for column 3 for derp, but I don't like that for him since he doesn't have to do any kind of collection. That 100 plus missiles is a lot of missiles to pick up. Whereas crossproduct already has to pick up 70, so he's already picking up a lot of missiles. If he's willing to skip high jump boots, that other diagonal might be a choice. He would then have to kill Growth Croc and Dragon, but then basically no collection on his card would be a nice thing. Okay, Cross getting his early supers. Derp heading towards Big Pink. Yeah, and I didn't get a chance actually. I didn't even when I was silenced. Let's explain what double anti-bingo exactly means. So if you see the arrows on the screen, those arrows are pointing to rows, or in this case, a diagonal and a row that the opponents have chosen for each other. Cross Products has chosen the top left to bottom right diagonal for derp to do, and derp has chosen the row 5 for Cross Product to do. And what that means is they have to complete those particular rows, or in this case, a diagonal. That's the anti-bingo part of the equation. Why it's double is they also have to do one row, column, or diagonal of their choosing. They can choose anything they want. They can change their minds. The one exception is you cannot choose a row, column, or diagonal that forces you to do something that you cannot do in the given row, column, or diagonal. So I'm not sure there's any contradictory stuff here, but let's see if I can come up with an example. Yeah, this one doesn't have a whole... Okay, is there another finish room? There's a finish in Metal Pirates room. That's usually one of the ones that gets contradicted the most, but I only see one of those. What the finish in Metal Pirates room means is you have to finish in the room with the 2 space pirates that spin and jump right before Ridley. And if there's another finish in room, you can't do both of those. So that would eliminate that row, column, or diagonal. There we go. Finish Spore Spawn in column 2. So yeah, if you were given finish in Metal Pirate Room, you would not also be able to do the column with finish in Spore Spawn. These guys, I don't see any restrictions from their given rows or diagonals, which is nice. So they will have more choices in a lot of times. Okay, derp is going to Kraid now. Like I said, early Rex ship, not really an option here since they both have to pick up the Rex ship reserve. They want to get that speed booster to be able to get that and not have to double dip Rex ship. So he doesn't necessarily have to kill Kraid, but getting various suit and not having to do hell runs is usually a smart thing if you don't have as long as you have the option of getting both suits. Okay, let's see how derp does here. Go for the quick kill. Oh, misses that second super missile. He had the setup right, shooting the eyes of Kraid as he's coming down. Didn't quite get that. First super missile was perfect, locked the jaw in place, but then he missed on the second one. But he makes quick work of standing up Kraid. And derp picking up his various suit. And Cross Product's about to go into his Kraid fight. He could gain a little bit of time here if he goes ahead and Gets that quick kill. Okay, and crossproduct also misses the quick kill. We have double stand-up crades. Ooh, somebody's shouting out row 4. SRS Business shouting out row 4 for derp. That actually wouldn't be a bad one. Both Meridia energy tanks is not too far out of the way. Turtle. He'd still have to do a bit of Meridia, and he'd have to go down to Lower North for a finish in Metal Pirate Room. So it's an option. One thing I neglected to notice in so Plasma Beam for Crossroad, that column 3 may not be so great for him because he would require him to. He still does need to beat Dragon. I was trying to find a way for him to skip a whole lot of Meridia. Plasma Beam doesn't allow for that, so maybe column 2 for cross product. Or sorry, that's derp's diagonal. Maybe column 2 for derp. Yeah, I'm looking at column 2 for derp. That might be a better one. Yeah, cross product doing that third column still looks pretty good. He does not have to get plasma beam. I'm getting my rows and diagonals mixed up. Derp does pick up his tie jump boots, so he's definitely not doing column 1, row 5, or the bottom left, top right diagonal. No surprise. It's pretty rare that a runner will choose to skip those high jump boots. Okay, let's see what crossprog does. First, let's hope he remembers to skip those high jump boots. It's a very bad feeling when you pick up something you're not supposed to, because you do have to reset to the beginning. I'm probably just going to pick up the energy tank here. Looks like he's also going to pick up some extra missiles. Okay, Cross does pick up the energy tank, and that should be it for this room. You don't want to go tempt yourself with those high jump boots. Derp, meanwhile, in Bubble Mountain, he's going to pick up his speed booster. We'll see if he picks up anything else. If he picks up that Norfair reserve tank, that might give us an idea what he's planning on doing for his other row. Crossproc showing one of the issues of not having high jump boots. You can't get up this one area without them, without using an IBJ, or you could wait for one of the little Nova guys to get into position. If you have Ice Beam, you can wall jump off of that. Derp picks up his speed booster, required item, since he needs to get that wreck ship reserve tank. Crossproc picking some more missiles up. He's got to get 70 of them, and if he does that column 3, that he'll want even 30 more beyond that. Okay, Derp heading in. Looks like he's going to pick up the wave beam as well. Crossproc going to go ahead and pick up his speed booster. And then the interesting question coming up for Derp, is he going to try and go into Lower Northrend now? Is he going to wait until a second return trip? And Screw Attack is not too bad. The hard part is he has to do a lava dive. He does have high jump boots, so he shouldn't have a hard time doing those lava dive. But it's still tricky because he only has 3 energy tanks. He's going to go for that Norfair reserve, so that tells me he may very well be doing row 2. He could also be doing column 2. But I don't think he's going to want to pick up that plasma beam. Oh, he has to pick up that plasma beam. What am I talking about? So either one of those actually isn't bad. He has to pick up plasma anyway. 10 power bombs is easy. X-ray scope is a little out of your way. So, and finish in Spore Spawn's room, which is more likely a further trek from wherever he ends up. On the other hand, that row 4, finish in Metal Pirate's room, I'm not sure that's any quicker. Collect both Meridia energy tanks. Well, he's going to be going through Meridia anyways, not so bad. Wreck Ship Map Station is basically free. Okay, crossproduct heading over to Crocomire. Which means at least he may just be doing this for the power bombs. He'll also get an energy tank out of this, so that's good. We'll see if he picks up any of the missiles down here. Yeah, I don't recall if crossproduct picked up charge beam, so hopefully he doesn't waste his ammo here. Oh no, there it is. He's got charge. Never mind. Crocomire can get pretty scary if you don't have charge beam, but he does, so he's not going to have a problem with it. He's going to get this energy tank, so that gets him more than halfway to his energy tank goal. Derp, in the meantime, has left the Norfair area, is not going to go down to Screw Attack yet, so he's going to have to come back. That actually leads me to believe that it's row 2 he's going for, because then he'd have to go down to the Metal Pirates anyway, in which case getting Screw Attack later makes sense. Whereas if you were doing column 2, he'd want to get that Screw Attack now and not have to go back into Norfair. Okay, crossproduct is done with Crocomire. So he's going to head over and get those power bombs. Oh, just misses the spark across. Looks like he's going to try for it again. And he gets it the second time. Okay. Finishing means literally you finish when you've done all the requirements of your row, column, or diagonal. So the very last thing you would then do is finish in whatever room, in this case either Spore Spawn or Metal Pirates, the two that have that designation. Remember, they are not going to completely beat this game. They're just going to finish up their bingos. Crossproduct not going to pick up the grapple beam. No surprise. There's nothing on his card that says he has to. He's trying to shine spark up. Without high jump boots, I don't blame him, but you can wall jump up. I'm not sure why. Oh wait, is he gonna try and save this? He was trying to do it. That would have been pretty swag. You can actually shine spark. If you hold that charge long enough, you can shine spark up the Croc Speedway, which is actually pretty cool. Instead, he's going to infinite bomb jump up here. I believe that's his only choice here. Actually, it may be possible to short charge up here on top, but it's very, very tight with some stuttering. So he's just going to do an IBJ. Probably pick up those missiles, since he's got to pick up at least 70. And it looks like Derp did remember to go hit that Wreck Ship Map Station. So that tells me he is going for row 4. Crossproduct looks like he's heading towards the ice beam. Not required for him, but he might just want the extra firepower or the extra flexibility of being able to use that ice beam. Okay, crossproduct does pick up the ice beam. Derp now in the wrecked ship. He'll pick up these 2 sets of super missiles. That'll give him his 15. Okay, and crossproduct leaving Norfair. Now, he does not necessarily need to come back here. It depends on what other thing he decides to do. If he doesn't come back here, he will have to go into Meridia. So essentially, he's going to be choosing, because he's got that 40+ power bomb square. Essentially, he's going to be choosing between the going down to Lower Norfair for some power bombs or going to Meridia. Okay, now Derp's going to go over and get his gravity suit. Have to sit through the bowling cutscene. Oh, and crossproduct making an unfortunate choice into where he throws that enemy. He does need to do this because he does not have high jump boots, so he either needs to freeze the Ripper there or use an IBJ. He's not going to pick up that required X-ray scope right now. He might be waiting until he has more, a better suit and more energy. Looks like crossproduct's going to start his Brinstar cleanup now. I like this. He's going to have to do this area at some point because he needs to pick up all those power bombs. He can pick up the Alpha and Beta power bombs on his way down from Red Tower after he completes the wreck ship. So what he's going to do now is he's going to go ahead and pick up all the power bombs in Brinstar, I suspect. There are 25 packs total. Or sorry, 25 power bombs total, so 5 packs. He's going to get this one. He may pick up the energy tank here too. Because he has to get 7 of them. Okay, Derp about to get his wreck ship reserve tank. So let's see if crossproduct continues on or if he decides to get his energy tanks elsewhere. He does have a few choices. There are convenient energy tanks in 3 other spots in Brinstar. He can get the Waterway E-Tank, he can get the Wavegate E-Tank, and he can get the Edekun's E-Tank. And the Edekun's one in particular is right near, on the way to some power bombs, so that one is definitely going to get. He's not going to Waterway, though. Okay. Not doing the Wavegate one either. So he's got other spots in mind as far as E-Tanks, I suspect. Okay, and Derp finishes up the wreck ship and is headed off for whatever he's going to, for his next objective. He's got his 15+ super missiles. Okay, so let's see where crossproduct goes now. Yeah, he'll get the, for sure he's going to do Edekun's because he wants to get the power bombs there. Meanwhile, Derp heading down Red Tower. And I suspect Derp will head over to Meridia next. He does need to pick up that plasma beam. Crossproduct gonna head over and get that power bomb pack. And derp blowing up Meridia tube. Okay, crossprog at 5 E-tanks. Derp picking up the Meridia, the Mama Turtle E-tank. Not a surprise, because that is one of the row 4 requirements. Crossprog unfortunately falling all the way back down to the bottom of the Edakun after picking up the power bombs. Oh, looks like he decides he wants some more stuff here. He might want the super missile. Derp picking up the crab supers. So now he definitely has 15 supers. I assumed he had picked up both the wreck ship. Looks like he picked up these instead. Either way, he's got the 15 now. And he'll head over to Dragon next because he does need to get that plasma beam. Okay, Crossprog heading back over to Big Pink. Looks like he's going for some more supers here. As he backdoors the Spore Spawn super missiles. Well, that gives him the 15 plus super missile square as well. Although I don't know that he's going for that. That column makes no sense for him. That row wouldn't be terrible for him. If he wanted to do 2 rows and do rows 4 and 5. So he's finished up his powerbomb collection. Yeah, I see someone suggesting column 1 cross product. 15 wreck ship missiles is more annoying than you think because it goes I say annoying because it goes through what I like to call the he's going spikes. What are you up to, cross product? Derp meanwhile in his Dragon fight. But what I was going to say about that column 1 is it forces them into Meridia, which actually would be a problem with row 2 as well. And with the row that he's been assigned, I would avoid Meridia like the plague. I wouldn't want to touch it. There are lots of different options that avoid Meridia. That's one of the big things I like to do in these is find an area that I can completely avoid. Meridia, wreck ship, Lower North Bear, one of those. Okay, Derp finishing off Dragon, gets a blue suit. My guess is he'll go ahead and pick up that space jump, make his life a little bit easier getting into Lower North Bear. You know, that combination of space jump and screw attack is just so powerful down there, and he has to pick up screw attack when he goes down there, so having that space jump will just make it that much easier. And derp losing that blue suit. Yeah, and someone, yeah, and the point, I understand the point, avoiding Lower Norfair instead of avoiding Meridia. That is an option here. But with 40 plus power bombs, you actually have a few more options for power bombs if you do go down to Lower Norfair. Whereas you'd have to do the sand pit in Meridia. And a lot of these other Meridia items are Plasma Beam, where you have to go kill Dragon, or Space Jump, you have to go kill Dragon, or even the 2 Meridia E-Tanks means you have to kill Botwoon. And, you know, that row 2 involves finishing Metal Pirate's room. So, Cross has a few options, so see what he chooses to do. In general, that 40 plus power bomb is just a nasty, nasty spot. Derp picks up his plasma beam. Okay, I see a call for explaining wall jumping. As Derp finishes up his pirates there and crossproduct refills the ship. I will talk a little bit about wall jumping, because I know it eluded me for a long time. The key is that when you do the wall jump, you really need to take to heart the fact that you don't hit the buttons at the same time. So the big mistake is to hit both the jump button and the direction button at the same time. What you really want to do is there's not just a little bit of a pause, there's actually a noticeable pause between hitting those buttons, jump and then direction, and that'll help you out. Yeah, see, the instantly is the part I would avoid. You want to, there's actually works better if there's a noticeable break between your jumping and your direction. Or Okay, crossproduct picking up, now he has 35 power bombs. So again, he's going to have to choose between getting a power bomb in Lower Norfair or in Meridia. Okay, Derp leaving Meridia for good. He's got his plasma beam, so he's going to probably head down to Lower Norfair. He's got to remember to pick up his ice beam. He did not pick that up on his first trip here. And then just pick up Screw Attack and finish the Metal Pirate room. He's really close to done. Because with Screw Attack and Space Jump, Lower Norfair becomes so much easier. Crossproduct, meanwhile, shine sparking across the moat. So the question being asked, is it faster to get a Lower Norfair PB power bomb or a Meridia or the sandpit? The sandpit is slow. There's no question about it. It really depends on what else you're doing with it. So I would argue that if you're planning on doing it, so the sandpit, if you're going to go do other Meridia stuff, okay, that's going to be the one thing. So if he's picked up that first wreck ship missile, so that might indicate that he is going to column 1. So that could be a possibility. He's already got 30 plus supers, I think. Or if he doesn't, he will after the wreck ship. So that would indicate that maybe going to the sandpit is going to be the better choice for him. On the other hand, if you're going to finish in Metal Pirate Room, you're actually hitting power bombs of shame on the way down. And Derp almost towards Lower Norfair. And Derp showing the power of having space jump and basically getting up there no problem in the intended fashion. Okay, cross product gonna finish up and does finish up Fantoon. Derp gonna go ahead and get that screw attack. Now, since he has space jump, he could actually do this we'll call it the casual way by going and fighting GT. But why do that when you can come and backdoor it with the green gate glitch? And definitely gonna be faster than fighting GT. Cross track, meanwhile, is gonna head up the wreck ship. I suspect he'll grab both these super missiles. This should get him to that 30 that looks like he's going for with column 1. He does still need 2 more energy tanks, though. And Derp just needs to make it down here, get to the Metal Pirates room, and he will be done. All right. And Derp finishes up with an official SRL time of 37:58. GG to Derp. And that puts him at the number 2 time in this tournament. And the number 1 time in this tournament is 36:49, also by Derp. And Crossproduct saying in SRL, I guess my tile wasn't hard enough. Or his row, I should say. Yeah, guess that row wasn't hard enough. That's what Crossproduct's saying. So. But it looks like Crossproduct's going to finish this out. So this is going to give us a really interesting matchup. Derp, I believe, is going to play Rumble in the next round. Double check that. Yep, Derp versus Rumblemans for the semifinals. That'll be a good one. That'll be a really good one. So we'll look forward to seeing that. Cross Product's not done yet. This is a winner's bracket match. So let's see if I can figure out. He might have to wait around a little bit before his next match. Let's just see if I can find. Yeah, he's gonna have to wait for a whole lot of things to happen in the loser's bracket before he gets to play his next match. Which for him will be losers round 5, and we still have losers round 2 to play, so he's gonna be waiting a little while. And welcoming in Derp.
Yo.
How you doing?
I'm good. My sister's listening to music really loud. I don't know how audible that is in my mic right now.
I can't hear it. Maybe chat can tell us if they're hearing it. Congratulations! Second fastest time.
Dude, I'm really happy. I actually saw the row that Cross ended up giving me. I was thinking about that. That was the first one I saw, and then I realized that's the biggest bait of all time because it's literally just
collection.
old route but with screw attack and an extra super pack.
And it's
I guess
no
reserve.
collection. No collection there.
Yeah,
That was
that's
the thing that stuck out to me, is the absolutely no collection. I mean, it kind of took you all over the place, but yeah, the lack of collection is what probably would have scared me off from giving that one.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I looked at it is because you just have to go everywhere, but
Yep.
as it turns out, you're just going everywhere in a straight line. So yeah, that was actually really easy. I also usually when I see like a big like a scary row, I try to find a row to pair with it before I actually pick a row to
Yeah.
give. And so I saw
That's smart.
I had row 4 planned basically before I ever started the race, and
Yeah.
I ended up
Also, very little collection.
yeah. Also, there was not a lot of collection.
Yeah, but that screw attack, and the nice thing about that screw attack is it gives you an excuse to then head down to the metal pirate room for your finish point.
What?
Well, because you had to go get your screw attack. I mean, a lot of people were calling for you to go get that screw attack early.
Yeah.
On your first trip down to Norfair, but if you're gonna go down to the metal pirates, there's no reason to get your screw attack early. So get that screw attack at the end, and then you get an easy trip through Lower Norfair, or as easy as it can be.
Yeah, I think having a route like as close to old route as possible is actually really beneficial because everyone knows how to do old route. Let's be real.
Yep.
I think most people at least can do old route pretty well. So if you're just doing old route plus run a few errands,
yeah, I like the way
you end up
put
having
that.
a really good route.
Old route plus errands. I like that.
Yeah, so I had that, and yeah, I didn't execute the route fantastic. I messed up a bit in the early game, especially, but it was good enough.
So we have a question in chat about row 3.
Row 3.
I don't think that's better because you have to get those wreck ship missiles, which means going through what I call the most where you have to deal with the worker robots. Plus the 8+ energy tanks is a lot more than what you picked up.
I mean, I could see it. I thought about it. I remember because the other one I was looking at, the one I ended up giving was row 5, and I would have paired row 3 with that. I don't know what Cross is doing because I haven't been watching the stream.
It looks like he's doing column 1.
Oh, interesting. But that's the one I would have paired with row 5, I think. But
see, I liked column 3 with row 5. I guess it really depends on whether you want to do Meridia or Lower Norfair. You have to choose between the two essentially. Because those 40 power bombs forces you to do one or the other, but not both.
Actually, I think column 4 was the one I would have ultimately picked if I give row 5. I was looking at a couple different rows. But yeah,
that's not a bad one.
As for row 3 with TLBR, it's basically what you said. You have to go out of your way to find another power bomb. I guess you could pick up like PBs of Shame, so that's not too bad. And then a couple E-tanks. It would have been comparable, I would say, to row 4. Just you're doing a couple different things.
Yep.
But you know, somebody could test it if they think it's faster, but I think they're roughly equal. I wasn't really looking at that though. As soon as I saw row 4, I was like, okay, if I get that, I'm just gonna do row 4.
Yeah, I like the. I mean, you're given a row without a lot of collection. I think trying to pair, or I should say, the diagonal doesn't have a lot of collection. Trying to pair that with something else that doesn't have a lot of collection, I think is really smart. Rather than trying to force something where you had to pick up a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, literally, the only collection you had to do was 15 super missiles, and I mean, that's easy. I was actually a little surprised you did the crab supers instead of the other wreck ship supers, but I think that may actually be a little bit faster.
Yeah, I was debating which super to get. It was between, because I thought crab supers and aqueduct supers were both faster than right side wreck ship.
Yeah,
plus
I think you're right.
I wanted to keep the power bomb.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could have farmed power bombs in the room. So maybe that's not. Either way, I think technically aqueduct supers are the fastest, but I like crab supers. They're a fun item.
It's a fun name.
I know Zosty likes crab supers, so shout outs to him. He's above average at the game.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think crossproduct is lamenting his lack of collection given to you, because his comment in SRL is, "Guess you need a balance of explore and collect." I mean, it's easy to underestimate how long it takes to pick up stuff. Meanwhile, I have no idea how many he has, so hopefully he's got his 70 or close to.
Yeah, I honestly really dislike collecting missiles, even though it's not super hard. It's not even about the fanfares. It's just you have to kind of keep track of everything.
Oh,
Like,
I
which
know.
missiles do I pick up? Which ones do I skip? There's a
Well,
lot of
yeah, the
more
power bombs.
micromanaging.
I mean, the power bombs. There's 50 of them, so there's only 10. There's 10 packs of power bombs, 10 packs of super missiles, and it's just easy. When I see the power bomb spot, I say, okay, I'm just going to avoid those two and pick up the rest, and I'm good. And the same thing with super missiles. Whereas with missiles, it's like you're saying, and I find that 125 one is just so nasty when you see it, because I find I don't find it that hard to in my head figure out where to get 100 missiles, but when you have to add those extra 25.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of one thing I've benefited from. I haven't had to do any missile collection, so I've had a lot of my routes just kind of laid out. I didn't have to think about little things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that is definitely an underrated tile, I would say, missile collection. And yeah.
And of course, giving cross product his least favorite square on the board, the skip high jump boots.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he didn't give B row 5. I'm not gonna lie. That skip high jump is rough. I've had to do that in basically every practice race I've done. It's been hard.
Yeah, skipping high jump boots sucks. There's just no two ways about it. It's just it's doable, but it's slow and it's cumbersome, and there are a few places where, well, especially in this version of the game where you don't have the special things taken out for the randomizer. It's easy to forget about, like in the cathedral area or in Red Tower, where suddenly you can't do a wall jump anymore without high jump boots.
Right.
Having to IBJ instead.
I've kind of made a point. Generally, if I'm skipping high jump boots, I want to get ice early.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's just.
That's
just generally what you have to do to get back up, unless you want to do a bomb jump, which you don't.
Yeah, ice is better, no question.
Yeah, it's something you have to remember when you have that tile, and so it comes with experience, really, which is why I'm glad I get stuff I don't like in practice, because then I can practice it. I know what to do if I get it in a race.
Yeah, and I'm not sure whether Cross forgot he had speed booster or if he just wanted to show off the ice clip there.
Knowing Cross, I would say he wanted to show off.
Of course, if he really wanted to show off, he would have done a crystal flash clip that he's very famous for. But okay, that's his 7th E-tank, so now he just needs to go down the sand pit. That also fulfills his collect both Meridian energy tanks, so now he just needs to go get that sand pit power bomb. There's a whole lot of purple going on this board.
I mean, that's what happens when you have to do a lot of collection. You end up getting a lot of tiles.
Yep, that is very true. And he remembers to go down the correct sand pit, which is always a good thing. This is another spot. Well, yeah, he does a nice job of getting up to that power bomb. All right, and that is it for cross product. Finishing up with an official SRL time of exactly 50 minutes. Nicely done. Like I said, he'll be waiting a little while before he has his next matchup, as the losers bracket needs to catch up a little bit. But we already know who you're playing. Rumblemans is your next opponent. So how do you feel about that one?
I'm gonna be honest. I did not expect Rumblemans to beat some of the people he did. Mm-hmm. Of course, I didn't expect myself to get this far either. So, I guess we're even on that note.
Yeah, I believe Rumble at the very least did not have himself beating Sweet Num. So that was a very nice race, very well routed. But it just goes to show that bingo is, there's a lot of advantage to being able to do movement and be able to do like early rec ship and a lot of that sort of stuff. But there's also there's that element of routing and just being smart about what you're doing. And I think both of you have done a very nice job of doing that. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens when you guys play each other.
Yeah, I am definitely. Even though I guess I technically have the 2 fastest times in the tournament now,
You do.
but, I definitely can't count on that to just, like, be like, "Okay, I'm the favorite." I can't sit on my hands because I have been, I guess, in the benefit of some pretty easy routes, all things
Mhm.
considered. So, definitely gonna be a tough one. I am not gonna underestimate anyone, and we'll see how it goes.
Yep, yep. It'll be a good matchup. I'll be looking forward to that one. And one of you might be waiting for a while as everyone catches up. uh, but yeah, anything else you want to add we uh before we go?
Uh, Not really. Follow Cross, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, follow both these guys. They're both cool guys. In fact, let's go ahead and do. There we go. So yeah, next up, unfortunately, nothing else today. We do have two matches tomorrow. At 10 a.m., we have Magoo versus Hero. And at noon, we have J Chalk versus Aratheta, which should conclude the first round of the losers bracket. And then on Sunday, we have the aforementioned Feral versus 64-bit Link. That'll be Sunday at 6 p.m. All those times Eastern. Um, Looking at the speed gaming schedule, oh, right in a little bit, about an hour, we have the Super Mario Brothers 2019 Warpless tournament. Uh, Based on the amount of time that's given, it looks like a blink and you'll miss it, but I need to catch one of those, but they're so fast. And we have on Speed Gaming, let's see, at Speed Gaming 2, we have a Mega Man 2 randomizer showcase race going on right now. And the A Link to the Past daily open race about to start over on Speed Gaming 3. So lots of stuff going on. I'd like to thank our runners, Derp and Crossproduct, for putting on a good show. Our tracker, P Toil. Believe me, trying to commentate and track at the same time is not something I want to do. Oh, Farrell's telling me we have more races. Let me refresh the spreadsheet and see if that's. Ah, there we go. So we have 4 races tomorrow. We have Magoo versus Hero at 10 a.m. Noon, we have J Chalk versus Aratheta. 2 o'clock, we have a Real Cutie versus Diddy Kong or D10. And at 3 o'clock, we have Blue Plasma Spark versus Crocomire. And then at 6 o'clock on Sunday, we still have that Feral versus 64-bit Link. And of course, you never know when things are going to be scheduled at the last minute because I believe this one was scheduled last night. So lots of stuff coming up. And yeah, continue those thank yous. Thank you to the organizers. Thank you to Feasel for coming in and setting us up. I believe that was also last minute. Um, so yeah, a lot of people behind the scenes doing a lot of work to put all this stuff on. And again, congratulations to Derp for moving on. I guess that puts you in the winners bracket semis. Wow, we're moving through this winners bracket way fast. Losers bracket needs to start catching up.
I mean, I think the people that are winning are more excited to keep
Yeah.
playing than the people who are.
There may be some truth to that. And so there's quite a bit of a backlog, so hopefully that'll get cleared up as we play more of these matches. Um, and thank you all for watching. Always fun to see all the people in chat. So, and again, big shout outs to P12. He just put the commentary link. You follow me, don't follow me, but definitely follow him because the tracking that's where it's at. That's the hard job. Having to keep track of those missiles, especially, is just not fun. So we really appreciate those trackers. So all right, that'll do it for us. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you may be.